I think it's really important that they've got to get over the line. If they get over the line, like I've said many times, I think that is the only question mark about this group of players, is the mentality to be able to get over the line. But like you said, we did it at Blackburn. We finished 4th. We didn't really believe. The following season, we were very close. We ended up runners-up. And then when you're in the running of the season when we actually won it, yes, it's nervous. Of course it's nervous. It's going to be. You know, it's the biggest prize in the game domestically. We believed that we would get over the line, but we were nervous. There's no coming away from that. These boys will be. They will be petrified that they've got this opportunity. They've addressed the issues with the squad now. They've got the strength and depth. They look solid defensively before yesterday. They scoring enough goals, all right, and there's not one individual who's scoring an enormous amount of goals, but they're sharing them around the group. They look unbelievable on set pieces. They're flying high on all competitions at the moment. They just need to get over the line. But that's almost the biggest thing to do. It's the biggest thing because they know the questions what people are asking. And when they're getting booed by the home fans, even their home fans are probably questioning it now, which is going to be even more difficult for them to overcome.
Well, what did you make of the booing? Because you've just said that they're flying on all fronts.
It's frustration. I understand. They're frustrated. As final whistle, I mean, it's the first time they lost in the Premier League all season at home. I mean, the fans are not entitled to boo their team, but they pay their money, can do what they want. But they've been treated to pretty much, you know, good viewing all season. There's a lot worse teams out there who perform a lot worse at home and don't get booed at home. But the expectations are high now. It's about, you can't finish runners-up anymore. They have to win this title, and they have to win it this year. Like I said, they've addressed all the issues with the squad. I believe Mikel is the man. I believe they will go on and win the league. I think they will. I think they'll overcome the nerves. There's no point in them coming in front of the camera and saying, no, we're not nervous, it's not about that. I was in that same position. People were always questioning that because they knew we had the squad to be able to win it. They knew we had the experience previously, but always come up short because Man United, the juggernauts of Man United, had that experience of doing it, just like Man City have. Man City have got the experience over them. And Gary's absolutely right what he says there. Pep Guardiola was saying, he's smelling it now. You know, they could have been out of sight. If they was to go like 10, 12, 15 points ahead, they would win this league at a canter. But now it's edgy, and Pep knows you get into March and there's still, if Man City or whoever it is, or Aston Villa or whoever, are in touching distance, there's a great chance that the mentality of these group of players might just let them down because they've never been there and done it before, whereas his players have.
Sky Sports is a partner with Finalysis to discover true fan opinion. To have yours to you, what did you think about the booing at the end of the game?
Frustration. Do you know what? It wasn't just from last night's game. It was an accumulation because even before, even with our home record, I was worried before the game. Man United having that new manager bounce is one thing, but my bigger concern was us. On my socials in the last month, I've been voicing concerns which does seem negative because we are top of the league and we're getting points, but this has been a long time coming. The couple of cup competitions like the Champions League and all that have masked that we have actually got serious issues. And I agree with everything Tim said, apart from one thing where he said we've got the firepower. We're 17th in the league for scoring open play goals. And I've seen how this pans out before. There's only so many times a corner will get you out of trouble, you know?
Well, it's interesting, actually, because speaking to Jay Bothroyd this morning, before we went on air, of course, a former Arsenal player, he actually said that the fans were right to boo, which surprised me. But he said that he thinks that Mikel Arteta was quite negative. He says that Carrick was more positive in his substitutions, etc., than Arteta was. And he particularly pointed out the fact, I mean, this is in starting 11 rather than substitution, that Eze should have been starting over Odegaard. He says that Eze has showed more in central midfield going forward than Odegaard has, but he's reverted to type and reverted to the team that keeps coming second in the league, not the one that's going to win it.
No, I don't really agree with this Odegaard-Eze thing, if I'm being honest, because actually I think Odegaard played very well yesterday and he was the only one that was tracking back and turning over the ball and winning possession back. And everyone seems to think Eze's the answer. I don't even think it's a matter of individual players. I think it's the way we're playing. We're too slow, we're too methodical. Nerves are kicking in. I think Arteta is almost afraid of his own shadow a little bit. And it's like it's feeding onto the players in the Emirates. It's safer passing, it's slower restarts, 11 men behind the ball, just less risk. You know, the prime example of that as well is that when we do score, every time we score, just look at the stats. We drop off 10 yards, our pressing drops, and we concede possession. We're happy to sit back, soak pressure, like you said, against Wolves the other day. And even when we equalised yesterday, I had a feeling Man United were going to go on and win. And we should be us on the ascendancy. So, listen, I don't agree with his substitutions yesterday at all. I think there was too many wholesale changes, 4 players in one go. And half the time he doesn't make any subs. And the one thing I do disagree with Arteta is his kind of squad management. I mean, Zubimendi's played more games than anyone, and why did he have to play 90 minutes midweek? But a lot of the fringe players aren't getting enough games, and then when we needed a goal, he's whacked them all on at the same time and expects miracles. That's not going to work either.
I thought he went early on the subs, 58 minutes, 4 substitutions. It's the only criticism, but, you know, hindsight management's very, very easy, by the way. I just felt Saka's not himself at the moment, you know, and I thought Luke Shaw was excellent, by the way, but I thought that Bukayo needs to be the man. He is the main man. They're too reliant upon him. Maybe it's time, I wouldn't suggest leaving him out, but maybe trying something different, like he did when he made the changes with Noddy Madueke coming in on the right side and maybe Saka on the left. Perhaps a few more attacking players, you know, in the final third. Like you say, maybe not asking them to do the work going back the way, just to stay up the field and be a little bit more proactive. But it's like I say, it's easy in hindsight looking back at games. You know, I listen to pundits all the time who have never stood in that technical area, and it's very difficult for me to understand what they're talking about because they've never been there.
Listen, I'm afraid to say this, but I haven't seen evidence that this side can get over the line under pressure. Yes, we can beat big teams. We've proven that. But it's not the big teams or the teams that are the problem. It's the occasion. It's no good beating the likes of PSG and Bayern Munich in the group games and then choking the semi-finals. And it's the same in the league. You know, they remind me of a little bit, and I hope it's not true. It's Gareth Southgate's England.
Well, just in case, because he haven't got over the line yet.
Because second's not going to be good enough, is it?
No, it's not going to be good enough. I mean, listen. Now my rant's over. I've got to put it into perspective, right? We're top of the league, 4 points clear in January.
Yeah.
We're top of the Champions League. We're in 4 cup competitions. I'm not having all this Arteta sacking talk. I'm not into that at all. He must be one of the only managers in history to be top of all the leagues and still get so much talk of sacking. I mean, there's 19 other managers that don't get that much talk. So I don't want that. I just want to find ways to improve. He's a young manager, and he's got a lot of attention to detail. So he's learning on the job. It's his first rodeo, remember? And I get it. I get the frustration. We've all seen this before. And we know how it goes, and we just don't want that to happen again. I still think we get over the line. Unfortunately, I kind of think we get over the line because City are probably going to be faltering more than the fact that we are that good. I mean, obviously, we're very good defensively. I think we need a shake-up. Like you said yourself, we need a shake-up. We need to score more goals, and it can't just be set-piece goals. No.